This video is going to show you how to easily create a fully functioning website without having to know any coding whatsoever. Just a few clicks of your mouse button and boom, you've got yourself a website. Now we're going to log into our cPanel control panel, scroll on down to just about the bottom of the page, and in the software services panel, usually that's where it's going to be located at, is going to be Fantastico Deluxe, the blue smiley face. Now there are other options that are similar to this, but not all cPanel setups have them. For example, Softaculous I prefer to use over Fantastico Deluxe. Another one similar to Softaculous is called Simple Scripts, but these two items are not available in all cPanel setups. Fantastico Deluxe, however, is. So that's what I'm going to be using to demonstrate how easy it is to create a website. We just click on that, come in here, click on WordPress. It'll bring up the WordPress installation setup here. And you want to be sure and have a pen and paper or a notepad or some kind of a text document set up so that you can record the login details you're going to input here, so that whenever you want to get into the admin area of your new website, you'll have that stuff handy. As a matter of fact, on the topic of organization, now is a good time to begin if you haven't already. For every website you're going to create, you should have a folder with that website's name in it. And inside of that website's folder, you should have a couple other folders, one titled Backup, where you'll keep all of your regular backups. Another one, for example, might be titled Images, where you'll keep all of the images related to that website in that particular folder. Again, these are just tips to keep things as organized as possible from the get-go. Another item you should have in that folder is a text document, like the one I'm talking about here, that will contain your username, your password, any other items you might record that can be used for that website. For example, maybe you're going to set up a Google email account specifically for that website. In there, in that text document, you can have that Gmail account and the password related to that Gmail account. Anything else you might have related to that website should be in that folder. Again, just a tip on keeping things organized. Now then, let's create our website. Go ahead and click on New Installation. And if you're going to install your website, your WordPress website, directly on your domain, then you want to leave this box blank, just like it says right here. If you want to install this on, say, a niche-specific directory, like maybe you've got a niche on dog training, well then you might put in dog training here. Now, like it says here, if you are going to use a subdirectory, then you want to make sure that subdirectory folder does not already exist. WordPress will create it for you. If it does already exist, then you're going to get errors and it just won't work. So I'm going to go ahead and type in dog, because let's say I've got a niche on dog training or dog food or dog goodies, whatever, and it's going to be a nice fit for my WordPress website. Now, to get to this WordPress installation after it's installed, I would, inside of the browser bar, I would type my domain name /dog, then that would bring me to my website. Now, here's where we're going to want to copy down on that text document, because this is what's going to be required to log into our administrator area of our WordPress website. Here you want to put in the admin username and the admin password. Make sure that this is not admin, because that's the one thing that people that are trying to break into your website, and unfortunately there are a lot of them out there, they're going to already assume that your username is admin, because back in the day that was the case. It was kind of hard-coded into your WordPress installation. So you do not want to use admin as your username. You want to make this difficult to guess, and you want to make your password difficult to guess. For the password, I tend to keep it at 12 characters or more, and I use those special characters like along the top part of your number keys on the top part of your keyboard. Add numbers, lowercase, uppercase letters. Again, make it as difficult as possible for somebody to guess, and your site will be that much more secure as a result. Now, after having said that, for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to use test for both the username and the password. This is a do as I say, not as I do situation. Now, the nickname, the admin email, the site name, and the description are all items that you can change later on. You cannot change the username later on. I mean, there's a way around that, but that's beyond the scope of this video. And you can change the password later on, but again, that's beyond the scope of this video. But these four items you can change once you get your installation taken care of. Log into the administrator area, and there's a spot in there where you can put in a new nickname or your admin email or a site name, even if it's different than the actual site you're on, and the description of this site. But I'm going to leave these blank for the time being. Click on Install WordPress. Finished installation. And you see right here, this is the link that you would put in the browser bar to access your website. Now, at the time that it's taken me to explain this, we could have built 4 or 5 different WordPress websites. That's how quick it is. And you can get to the admin area right here, which I'm going to go ahead and do. And as soon as we're logged in, we can see that there's a brand new version available. That's one of the drawbacks to using Fantastical Deluxe, is that it rarely has the most recent version in its setup process. Not that big of a deal, because I'm going to show you just how quick it is to update things. I'm going to go ahead and just X out of this. And this, by the way, is the back end or the dashboard area of your WordPress installation. Let's come on up here to Updates. And by the way, we have a WordPress site installed already. And then we want to click on Update Automatically. This will update the version of our WordPress from the 3.1 that it currently is to the 3.5.1 that is the brand new version as of the recording of this video. Come on back into the dashboard area here, click on Updates, and we can see now that we have the latest version of WordPress. Let's take a look at our site. Rather plain Jane, but we have ourselves a website, and all of this is customizable too. But that's beyond the scope of this video. Right now, we have a WordPress site that we can quickly add pages to, we can add images to, we can add videos to, and we've got our main homepage right here that we can have with or without a sidebar. All kinds of customizations that can be done with the WordPress website. But right now, we have a website. That's going to bring us to the end of this video on how to create a website using cPanel. Thanks for watching. You have a great day. This video will demonstrate how easy it is to change the look of your website by simply changing the theme. The theme in WordPress is pretty much like that of a book cover of a book. The contents of the book remains the same, but with a new book cover, or theme as it is in this case, you're changing the look, the outward appearance of that book. And that's what we're going to be doing with our WordPress site by changing the theme. It's very simple once you know how. Let's go ahead and log into our what's called the back end or the administrator area. Since I'm already logged in, I was able to access this by just clicking on that link. If you're not already logged in, then what you want to do is type in wp-admin right after your URL. Then it will prompt you to enter your username and password. A little box is going to pop up and it'll ask for your username and your password. Enter that information and then you'll end up here. Now at this point we want to go to Appearance, go to Themes, and all the themes, whether it's the default themes or even what's called third-party themes, are installed and activated the very same way. Now these 3 are already installed, but you only have one active theme. Let's go ahead and install another theme. Come on up here to Install Themes, and you've got a few options here. You can upload a theme that you've downloaded to your computer, in which case you just click on that link, choose File, navigate to that zip file on your computer, and then once it's selected, click on Install Now, bing bang boom, it's done. Then all you have to do is activate that newly installed theme. Then that activated theme will be the one that shows up on the front end. Now you can also search for new themes through Featured. All these themes here are currently located in what's called the WordPress.org theme repository. Likewise with the newest, or recently updated, or even if you go back here to search where we were at the very beginning, these are themes that are searched by keyword from within the WordPress.org repository. Let's go ahead and go to Featured just to demonstrate how easy it is to install and activate a brand new theme. Oh, let's just go through here and eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's try this guy right up here. Yeah, how about that one? That's got some colors to it. Page lines. Install now, or you can preview it, which basically will let you see what it looks like. I can pass on that. Let's go ahead and close this one out. Come on back here and let's take a look at this guy right here. Preview. Okay, yeah, it's kind of plain, but for the sake of this video, I think it'll work. Let's go ahead and click on Install. And you've got some details about it here as well. Now at this point, you can either live preview it, you can activate it, or you can return to the theme installer. Let's go ahead and do that. Return to theme installer. Actually, let's just come on back to themes. And you can see the one that is originally installed and activated, the one that's currently on the browser. But this is what it looks like whenever you have a newly installed theme. And if we wanted to, we can simply just activate it, and then it will be the one that shows up in the browser. Go ahead and click on dismiss to get that out of the way. And at this point, if we come on over here and check out the visit site link, and I'm going to open that up in a new tab so we can have both these opened. This is what our site looks like now versus, let's go ahead and reactivate this guy here. And let's take a look at it now. This is what it looks like originally. This is what it looks like with the new theme that we just activated. And with the new theme activated, you can come up here and customize it. You can add widgets, menus, and other theme-related items that are specific to that particular theme. In other words, you won't find some of these options available with some of these other themes. If we come on into here, go back into themes, you see here you don't have the same options available here as you do here. So again, some of these items are theme specific, but it's rare that you'll be able to break anything by just playing around with this stuff. Worst case scenario, you can always go back and activate one of the default themes and you'll be good to go. And that's an introduction to adding a new theme to your WordPress website. This video will show you how to add functionality and some cool features to your WordPress website by way of adding what's called plugins. If we log into our dashboard area, and you can do that by putting your URL to your website in the browser bar, then typing /wp-admin, and then if you're not already logged in, then it will prompt you to log in by popping up a little box here that asks for your username and your password. Enter those two details and then you'll end up here. At this point, we come over here to plugins, go to installed plugins. This will show you all of the currently installed plugins, and as in this case, if there are new versions available, in which case you could update now. I would go ahead and make it a point to keep all of your plugins, all of your themes, even your core installation fully up to date. It's just a good practice to get in. Now, these are your current list of plugins, or at least my current list of plugins. If you wanted to activate these plugins, or if you wanted to edit them, which until you're really familiar with what you're doing with these programs, I would not mess with that. Or you can also delete the plugins, because even by editing a plugin, it can in fact damage your entire site. So you want to be wary of that little link right there. Now, if you wanted to add new plugins, which is kind of the gist of this video, you come on up here to add new, or over here under the plugin subpanel, you can click on add new here, and that'll take you to the same place, which is here. And you can see the links to the popular tags here. So this can give you an idea as to what a lot of other people are adding to their WordPress website by way of plugins related to Facebook or Google or images and Twitter and widgets and so on. Or if you've got something specific in mind, maybe you read an article somewhere about this particular plugin or that particular plugin, you can type it in here, click on search plugins, and it will go to what's called the WordPress.org plugin repository. Now, a little heads up here. Now, there are literally thousands of plugins on the market. Some are better than others. However, there are a few that you would probably want to steer away from. To be on the safe side, when you're first starting out, you really only want to stick with the plugins that can be found inside of the WordPress.org plugin repository. If not, then you want to be a little careful. Now, that being said, there's a lot of premium that being paid for plugins that are fine and dandy that will not be found in the WordPress.org repository, because all of those plugins are free. The ones that I'm referring to be wary of are the free plugins that are not found in the WordPress plugin repository, because those plugins might have some bad code installed on them that once installed on your website, that creator, that plugin creator, might now have a backdoor access to the inside of your website and may not have good intentions. So you want to be wary of getting free plugins outside of WordPress.org. Okay, all that said, I'm off my soapbox now. Let's go ahead and check out these options. Upload is where you can upload a plugin zip file that's already been downloaded to your computer. Featured, popular, newest, and favorites. These are all taking you directly to the WordPress.org repository, or plugin directory as I guess it's also called, but they're doing so from within your website. So you're never leaving the comfort of your website. Let's try featured. And inside of here you can see some of the featured plugins, and here you can get the ratings. You can get a bit of a description of that particular plugin. But to install one of these plugins, you just simply click on Install Now, and it'll give you a little message here warning you, are you sure you want to do this? Which is cool, because that way it just gives you a chance to back out if you don't want to. Then you just click on OK, and at this point the plugin is being installed, but it's not active on your site yet. We go back here to Plugin Installer, and if we go to Installed Plugins, because there's a difference between an installed plugin and an activated functioning plugin. Right now, this guy is installed on our WordPress website, but it's not active. To activate it, you just click on Activate right here, and it's good. Or you can select it and then click on Delete. And you'll get this option here to make sure that you do want it deleted. Click on Yes or No, and now you're back to where you were. And that's an explanation of how you can add additional features and functionality to your WordPress website by installing and activating plugins.